Good evening. Happy Wednesday. How is everyone? We should be live. We should be good. We are here working on month 3 of the Legit Kit Sewphia. Uh, it's been a ton of fun. I still need to finish putting together month 2. That month 2 was the spiciest so far. Lots of little pieces, but I will get that together. I might bring that so that I finish it at retreat this weekend. We'll see. We'll see what we get done on the retreat. But happy Wednesday evening. Hello and welcome to everyone. If you are brand new, I'm excited to see you. If you are a tried and true and you've been here for however long, I am ecstatic to have you back. My name is Shannon, and I am SleighArts out here in the socials. And I do a lot of FPP, a lot of FPP, and some bag making. And every once in a while, I'll even throw in something traditional. But tonight we are doing FPP, and I'm going to go ahead and jump in and start on the remaining pieces from month 3. This is block A4. Uh, did A3 somewhere. Here we go. Did A3 on Sunday. And so we're doing A4 tonight. A4 is going to take a lot more putting together. There's more little sections to put together, but not too bad. Nothing like month 2. So let's kick off. Hey, Patricia. Hello. Oh, Patricia, let me know if you got the Zoom invite for the 24th. Let me know some insider membership special stuff. I am highly doubtful that is all that intriguing. But yes, you did. Yay. Patricia is, you'll see like the little symbol next to her name. She's one of my new, I have only not even been a month yet doing memberships through YouTube, and we get to do a live sew together, not on YouTube, so that like everybody has to show their face or anything, just a private Zoom, and you can either work on the project. There's a free monthly project that goes along with being a member. So I say it's a free monthly project. I mean, you're paying for the membership, so you deserve to get stuff in return, right? So it's a perk of the membership. But it always just sounds weird to me that I'm saying it's free, but you're paying. You know what I mean? I get in my head about these things. But you get a project every month, and then depending on the level, you also get a sew where it's just us chitty chatting, either working on the project if you want to, which I would love to do and spend the time with everybody doing that, or you can bring your own stuff, or if you have questions about FPP, if you're working on another project, it's the perfect time to ask, because we'll be, kind of like face to face over Zoom. So I'm excited about those. And it's going to be our first one. They're usually the second Sunday of the month, but for my first one, I realized quickly, well, the second Sunday is Mother's Day. That's not going to work out. So we're doing it a little bit later. But okay, enough yammering. Let's get to this. Need to cut out these fabrics. So I have an extra. This is supposed to be with this guy. Do these first. These both have. All right. So everybody does their setup a little differently. I like to cut all the little units out and then work in from the fewest number of fabrics to the most number of fabrics. So these have just, this one has 2 and this one has 3, and it's of the same 2 pieces of fabric. So I'm going to keep that out of the way. Utilize this little funky area of fabric. Hey, Linda, good evening. All right, so there we go. Fabric 1 and 2, I always do them upside down because then I flip them right side over onto the piece of paper that I'll be sewing them to. And I always know it's from the first fabric to the last fabric. And then still have not gotten rid of this cough, but feel a million times better. So there's that. That's always good. All right, 1 and 3. And let's see where CZ is. Oh, CZ's used still. CZ is cream, and it's used in a couple of spaces. So need it for this next one. That's why. What is everyone working on? It's the cutting of the fabric. Yep. I think learning and getting committed to muscle memory, where you line up the paper, when with certain angles, when you line up the paper with the fabric, it looks like it's not going to work because you're doing the mirror image. It can be frustrating until like you've like gotten into the rhythm of it. Even if it's been a little while, like I was writing some patterns for bags, and it'd been a little bit since I had done a non-legit kit pattern, and I was working on someone else's pattern, and it took me a little while to like come back to what FPP is. So you can it's like riding a bike, I guess. You have the muscle memory, but you gotta like work it all out again. Oh, Linda, yes. Oh, let me let me see if I can. Okay, bear with me. I'm gonna look away from the camera. I want to the SleighArts because it was a page, it wasn't letting me share. It wasn't letting me let people share photos and images in it. Let me see if I can get the Facebook page that you can share things. So let me do that. Let me see if I can get into Facebook on this computer without having to go through all the things. Oh, I could do it from my phone too, probably. But let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so group. I'm gonna copy and paste it. It's called SleighArts Studios Show and Tell. And I'm gonna, when it decides to pull up, I will put that URL in the chat. Hey, Shelly. So this, I'm gonna pin it too. This Facebook group, everyone should be able, and my friend Donna, when you go and take a look at it, shared a picture. So it's now tested and proven that everybody can post pictures in this show and tell group. That group had originally been set up specifically for a mystery quilt I had done last year, which was so much fun and is in the many plans of things to do another mystery quilt. But that's what it had first originally been set up for. But now it's just a show and tell of everything that everybody's working on. So there we go. That's the Facebook page. Thank you so much for asking. That's the piece of the Facebook that I've missed. I haven't been able to see what people are working on. Darlene, hello. Oh, happy to have you for as much time as you can spend. Darlene is a friend that I have made retreating. So I am still an avid fan of retreats and the friendships that you can form when you are spending time with other people who are obsessed with the same things you are. Not that my family isn't excited that I have something that I love to do, but they can only listen to so much before they want me to drown out. Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Accepted. Okay. Here we go. Right. You should be good to go now. I should set up questions too, just to make sure that we're not letting bots in. I didn't think about that part. I'll have to do that. Do that this weekend, or maybe this evening. I will sit at my desk and do that. All right, so that's easy. And we'll do it in this. BS for the bison. It makes me giggle every time I see it because I just think BS. Just a little sliver for the color bison though. Go. And it is B. Yes, is right here. And my you'll see as I'm cutting the fabrics, or I hope you can see as I'm cutting the fabrics, I'm not being too precise. Like I have plenty of extra paper all the way around, even past their 1/4 inch seam. And then I'm even cutting the fabric a little bit beyond that, just to make sure that I have plenty. So you don't have to cut your fabric. Legit Kits is really good about that. You don't have to cut your fabric to the precise shape. You can definitely do it like a little extra, so that you're safe and you feel comfortable, which I've always found very, very helpful. Because we're using solids, we don't have to worry about right side, wrong side. So you don't even have to like process that. You don't have to think about that at all. I think because I like modern quilting, modern quilts, like with the solids and such, I've definitely saved myself a lot of heartache with enjoying making my quilts out of solid colors. Because it can get, let's see, I'll try to do this. It can get frazzling. Frazzling, is that a word? It can frazzle me. All right. We'll use CZ for this piece too. SC, this might be the last piece for SC. Oh, no, it's going to go back here for this one. Little piece for SC over there. All right. So now we're moving on to the papers that have a little more fabric to them. So this is a 4-piece. This is a 4-piece. And then the other two are a 7 and an 8. So a couple of the little units have a pretty good number of fabrics in them. Not too bad, not too scary. This piece looks exactly like another one of the pieces we just did. Kind of the exact same setup. Little long triangles capped off. right. So piece 1 is OA. If you're doing a legit kit, I know that they are expensive. Not not even going to pretend that's not the case. I know the reasoning behind why they're expensive. With they're cutting out these weird amounts of like a 4.5 by 5.5 fragment. That you got to pay somebody to do that. Like I totally understand that, but it's an investment. Like if you're gonna work on a legit kit, it's an investment of your time, of your money. Um, but in that, they make sure you have enough fabric. And if something crazy happens, like your dog takes off with some of the fabric, or your cat decides to make a bed out of your fabric, they will make sure that you have the fabric you need quickly to finish your project. So there is uh what's the word I'm looking for? There is security in purchasing the fabric packs. Which is nice. It's good to know. Oh, Shelly, did you? Oh, I'm so Shelly's talking about Pride and Joy Quilting is what Shelly's talking about. It's a kit called Heart of a Lion. I started it a couple of weeks ago now, and that is my retreat kit. I'm going to, fingers crossed, I really hope, and I have 3 days of just full on quilting ahead of me. So I'm really hoping that I can get, if 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 not half of it done, I'm really hoping at least half. It's a large, it's 50 by 50. So it's not playing. It's a lot. It's a big pattern. But it's big pieces of fabric going on too. So I'm really hoping that I'll be able to get a good chunk into it, because I have I have exciting stuff that is tied into completing that top. And I really I want to get to the exciting stuff, and then I can't wait to share it with you all. Cannot wait to share it. Y'all gonna lose your minds. It's so good. It's so good. Okay. Yep, CC is in this one too. Oh, yep, LB's in that. But not now. Okay. And there we go. We're moving along. This, getting the fabric all ready. If this part is like too monotonous and too tedious for you, if you cut a couple and then sew a couple and then cut a couple more and then sew a couple, that can keep it like changing up a lot, and keep your interest peaked in doing it. You can also do, if it's just me, if I'm just hanging out and I'm doing FPP, I won't even pre-cut like this. I'll just as I'm going. So, oh, this is the piece I'm going to work on. I'll like cut as I go, kind of like, and just whack in big hunks the the pieces that I need. Um, so there's definitely ways to keep uh like your interest peaked. This part of it can be pretty tedious. You're just, cutting solid fabric, so you're not, testing your sanity by trying to make sure you're doing right sides. Uh so yeah, it can get a little monotonous. I guess that's really the word, monotonous. You're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, which is why I do the I'm always very interested in uh making it a game for me. I challenge myself to use as little fabric as possible. So I'll, you know, I, you'll see I'm always trying to like end up with like very regular shaped pieces of fabric just because I like to, I don't know, do something a little different each time. Will this fit in there? Yeah, that'll fit. That's me. I like to see how much I can get away with. So there we go. That's there. Is MY. It's in this one though. Okay. One, two. Ooh, let's see. Patricia said I just bought that pattern. Oh, you got it and the elephant. Oh, and Shelly said, "Are you going to put it in shows?" I that would be fun actually, and I would be if I do get most of it done this weekend, and then just keep working at it. I would be done in time for the Frederick Fair. I haven't gone past my own county fair yet, but I think that would be. I think it would be fun. I think it would do well. That's a good idea. I was also going to do BJ the Blue Jay. And then I was thinking about my Neon Knights, doing that one. And then my full size, the mystery quilt that I did, which was the blades. They're like blooms. They're like Blade Runner blades, which is yeah. Um, that was the mystery quilt that we all did together. That one was a really good one. So I was thinking about those. I think that would be a lot of fun. I love that. So Pride and Joy Quilting, her name is Varushka, and she came and talked to the local guild here in town. Well, she didn't come, it was a virtual talk, but she talked to us. It was the second time I'd heard her talk. um I heard her before a couple years ago, so even before she won Best in Show. I love that, her pride and joy are her sons, and that is where pride and joy comes from. And they are so cute. They're 10 and 11 now, I'm pretty sure. And they help. So it is probable that as you guys are ordering these kits and everything, that her boys help fold the fabric and put the pieces into the bags and fill the bag of the kit. And that just makes it so much fun for me. Like I love knowing that it's such a family like business. They're there in there with their mom working, and her mom helps out. It's so cute. It's so cute. Right. Is OA. OA's around this one. All right. So now we're going to start the 8-piece fabric. Hi, Valerie. Good evening. Valerie says, I don't like it when I lose the game of how little fabric can I use in FPP. For now, I'll play it safe. Yes, absolutely. For as long as you need to play it safe. And I would only recommend doing it, like playing that game, when you know you have enough fabric. Like, and you're not potentially setting yourself up for failure. Um or you're not tired and you may have to pick out really small stitch lengths. That's also a bad thing. Oh, she said I got caught with too little fabric sewn into my New York beauty block. No fun. Yeah. Yep. It is. It's a humbling experience when you have to pick out those tiny little stitches. Oh, that is where I did find that this type of seam ripper, like the eyebrow razor type, really works well. I actually figured this out when we were doing the New York beauties. um I do enjoy that seam ripper. Ooh, eight pieces of fabric on this one. A lot of folding, a lot of angles happening. Right. Oh, but four of the 8 are the same color, the CZ. So that's good. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut all 4 out. 1, 5, 6, and 8. Okay. So that's fun. Meh, 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 meh. Here we go. Right here. One, 5, 6, and 8. I don't like how piece 6 is laying. All right, we'll just do it this way. We'll just go this way. Hi, Jeannie. Hello. Good evening. Jeannie, what do you have on the or under the needle today? 5, 6, and 8. And that is it for CZ. As soon as I'm done cutting these, I'll show you how much fabric I have left over, so you can get an idea of the generous cuts that Legit Kits for sure gives you. Let's see. So they don't go smaller than this 4.5 by 5.5 fragment. And the one piece of fabric that's coming out of this is this little triangle right here. So you know that you could royally mess this up and you're going to have plenty left over. My sincerest hope for all of us is that we never mess it up so bad for that one little triangle. But it does feel good to know that we've got enough fabric should something go kooky dukes. 5 and 6. Jeannie says under her needle are the same 2 t-shirt quilts she's been avoiding working on. Yep. I know that feeling. And you just know they're sitting there judging you. Oh, Patricia asked a really good question. Have you ever used a light board, and would you consider it worthwhile purchase? So I do have a light board. I have used it some. For me, it's another thing to have to pull out, another thing to have to remember where I stored it, another thing. It's the same reason why I don't use the add a quarter ruler. It's just never on my table, because it's such a specialty thing. With the lights that I have in my room, I'm right by a back door, so if I'm sewing during the day, I have enough lighting to just hold up my piece and take a look, that I've never found it easy for me to do. I've never found it something that I think to pull out. And that's just for me. I know tons of people swear by it, enjoy it, love it so very much. A lot of people love their add a quarter rulers as well. They just aren't anything I think of pulling out to use. So they just sit there kind of wasted. I'm a gadget gal, so I will buy all the things. I love all the tools and things to have, but I would expect at some point that light, that I can't even remember. I didn't get what, like the new one that everybody is talking about. I didn't get one of those. I got like the Quilting Notions one a couple years ago. I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up going to somebody like at a retreat that I do, because I'm going to start doing in-person retreats, that it ends up going home with somebody, because it's just not something I use. And if somebody does use it, I want them to have it. Oh, see, and there you go. Jeannie finds it so helpful when there are angles involved. And so she does use it for that. Caterpillar, that's the new one. Yeah, that's like the one that everybody is talking about now. Which I've heard it is brighter, and the cutting mat is better than the Quilting Notions one I got from a couple years ago, which is awesome. It didn't work for me, and how my brain works, and how I like to kind of like manipulate the fabric for myself. So yeah, but I'm always going to say, try it out, especially if you can go to like a show and you can try it and it makes sense to you, then get it. Anything that's going to help make the process faster, more efficient, easier for you, more enjoyable. That's the biggest thing. I am on board with you getting. And don't let anybody tell you any differently. Just because one person uses it and the other person doesn't, just because one person swears by it, the person that doesn't swear by it is not wrong. And the person that swears by it isn't wrong if the person that doesn't swear by it gives them any grief. Yeah, Patricia, see, love that. I love, or like for me, the block locks. If you use those to cut your half square triangles, I don't, I don't like those as much as I like the other one, the one that you like line up the lines and it has a little thing where you can cut the notches. That one I love more than the block lock. It's all about what works for you, and if it's gonna make you less angry at the fabric and more likely to complete your project, that's what you need. You need to have that in your toolkit then. So 8, 6. P7. CN. 1 and 2. 3. And 2 and 3 and 4. 5, 6, and 7. Here we go. This little 8 or 7 pieces of fabric is all from the little scrap pieces, and a lot of these little scrap pieces, this is the only unit piece of paper that these are going to go on. So there we go. One of my cats is talking. I don't know what she's talking about, but I know it's one of the girls. It was so cute. There was a bug, some kind of flyy bug had gotten in the house earlier, and the cats were talking to it. It was very adorable. One. So there we go. We know that that's it. That's the only piece that needed to come out of that piece of fabric. Now, I will say that they are generous. Legit Kits is generous about how much they give you, but it's not like they go crazy just so they can charge you a bunch of money either. So I don't want you to think that. Like they're not trying to like overcharge you. And it's solid fabric, so you can absolutely use it in other things. One, 2. 3. 3. Oh, Jeannie said her cutting board or her light board doesn't have the cutting mat like Caterpillar does. Yep. And then Shelly uses her a light board and absolutely loves it. It's the fun part about like having community come together like this. We can all share the experiences that we've had and give advice, let you know what's worked and what hasn't worked, and the whys, like why it hasn't worked for you. I think that's an important piece of it to know. All right, last one. Oh, Patricia says she miscut horribly during Sculliver and offered to buy an extra piece from them since your local quilt store didn't have it and they sent it to you for free. Yep. They stand behind their product for sure. And they really do. They mean that they want to make sure that you're able to finish your project because you are like the best marketing tool for them. You're sharing the information with your friends. If you're not able to successfully finish it and show it off, put it in shows, get awards for it, that kind of stuff, what is good? Like what else are they going to do? So here we go. Here is the fabric. These are like the little fragment pieces. This one was a 16th that had one piece cut out of it. Nacho cheese. So what I'll do from here is my collection of Sewphia fabrics. I'll put all of this in. And then as like the remaining 3 months come in, I will start using up what I've already started using to hopefully end up with more full pieces of fabric at the end because I'm stingy like that. So this piece, A4B, is just one piece of fabric. And so just that big one. So I just have a pin through it. And I'm just going to leave it just like that and just put it to the side, knowing that that's what I'll come back to. Then this other big piece of A4, I'm not sure what is it, A? Yeah, A4A is 3 pieces of fabric. That's for those big, like the Cheeto nacho cheese color. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one because it's the bigger pieces of fabric, get that out of the way. And then we'll start working on all these little pieces. Oh, also, I should probably take a look at what time it is. 6:50. All right, we're doing good. Shelly says, I bought the Caterpillar and the cutting board came with it. You feel like you got a good deal. That I love that. And they seem like a lot of fun. Like, I don't know if you all have ever heard of Mac and Make Couture. She goes to all of like the quilt shows and will like go and meet the different vendors and talk about their products and stuff. And she is gone to the Caterpillar booth and talked to them a couple of times. And so I feel like they're a fun company. They're really good, like sales folks. Like they're knowledgeable about what they're providing. All right. So when the piece is this kind of big, it can be more prone to move around. So if you want, you can pop a pin in and don't move it around too much so that the fabric doesn't move around too much. And then you'll know the fabric is in place and it's held with that pin. So it's not going to slip under your needle. And then this, because of this angle, so when you're looking at it, your fabric needs to cover this triangular shape. When you fold the paper over and you're looking at it upside down, essentially, when you line up your fabric to cover the shape that it is upside down, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm saying. I always hold it up into my own light to make sure I'm in the right spot. And then here under here, I'll show. So I can see, I don't know if you can see with the camera, but I can see from the shadowing that the fabric is more like a 1/2 inch past the sew line. And then I can tell, so let me fold this paper back, where I'm actually covering the shape. I definitely have enough overlap to attach this piece 3. And what I'll do, if the fabrics are dark and I can't see through them, I'll do what I call the feel test. I'll make sure I can feel the fabric past where I know where the sew line is. So I know that the fabric is past that from the feel test. And then I just make sure, now that I've been fiddling around with it, I want to get it back aligned up. And now I can sew it together. But when I flip the paper over, so I have the sew line. Now the paper is over here and the fabric is all the way over here. And that just looks incorrect. Like your fabric's all the way over here. But because you folded it over in the reverse, you're going to sew across this line, and then this fabric you're going to flip over and iron to cover this whole piece. And because you checked it this way, you know it covers this way, so you know it's going to cover this way too. It's hard to wrap your brain around that. You do it a couple of times where the fabric looks like it's absolutely wrong, and then when you iron it, it's like a magic trick and it works. And then your brain just kind of accepts that, hey, FPP is wild. It makes no sense. and then you're good. All of a sudden it like clicks and you accept how weird it is. Now let me just make sure I pick it up correctly. Again, my stitch length is really short. I'm at a like 1.1. You don't have to go that short. Recommended usually 1.3 to 1.8. There we go. I have this tray that sits in the inside, like the inside of the throat, and sometimes the paper will catch on it, and start to turn. So I just slow down and readjust. All right, so now that's sewn onto it, I'm going to fold it back over to make sure that I'm still successfully covering that area, and I'm going to trim because for me, I like to have this all always trimmed. I don't usually go to an 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch. I think lays nicer when I iron it. It doesn't give me that weird ridge that an 1/8 of an inch will often do. So I am a 1/4 of an inch at least. Sometimes when there's a lot of fabric coming together, if you make it an even wider seam allowance underneath there, like 1/2 an inch, it will lay even flatter. That's one of those things you gotta like test out, like what your sweet spot is for that. Did a little magic juice. Ooh, before I iron it, I'm gonna take the pin out so I don't burn myself. All right, I'm just gonna let the iron set there for a little bit, press that seam, and I'm gonna start with the smaller pieces of or the lower number of fabrics. So this one only has 2. I'm going to start my train method, basically, where I'm just chugging along, adding fabric in an assembly line. The assembly line thing has helped me be more efficient and get things done faster. I am a slower sewer. So starting this, doing 2 pieces at one time has definitely helped my efficiency, like getting things done faster. So I always have under the needle and under the iron happening. Hey, Jess, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Right. Let's trim up this extra bit. Oh, Jess, if you want to do the exclamation mark selfie. There we go. I was like, what is it again? Exclamation mark selfie. You can, and anybody else that has like, you know, the website or the YouTube channel that you want folks to come subscribe to you and follow you on. If you do exclamation mark selfie, it will share your YouTube channel so we can all support you as well. And Ginny says, Shannon, you're a speed demon compared to me. You are at the exact speed you need to be. Yay, there we go. For a while there, Nightbot was rebelling against me. It was a mutiny and it wasn't doing the things it was supposed to do. So I or I like undid it and then did it back again. Whew, that's a long seam. Oh, Nightbot's reminding us do some stretches. Oh, stretch, stretch. Ugh. Roll your shoulders. That's what always feels the best when I roll my shoulders. Oh, I feel so good. All right, that little piece is already done. And then this piece is done. All right, so iron on that. We'll start on this little piece. Oh, Patricia says, I'm pretty fast at traditional piecing and thought she could be with FPP too, but boy, was I wrong. It's a different animal altogether, for sure. I'm slow at all of it, which is fine. Doesn't mean I enjoy the process any less than anybody else that's speedier than me. All right, and there's that piece all done. We'll trim at the end. And if there's not enough time for me to trim all of them tonight, I'll get them all trimmed up and assembled. That's the word I'm looking for. Jess is working on the Knight from Legit Kit. Legit Kits. Yep, love the Knight. My son, the fighter jet. Gotta start that guy. There's so many squirrel moments. There's so many things to do and fun things to start. All right. Oh, Jess is no, not Jess. Sorry, Jess was talking about still working on the Knight. Patricia was saying hubby wants the muscle car. That's a fun one too. I've got quite a few I need to get finished. There we go. Even with the smaller pieces, I'm still lining up the fabric, doing the feel test, making sure it's all the way covering the tiny little triangles. So it doesn't matter how big or small the section is, I'm still lining up the fabric the same way. Just feeling, lining it up with the paper folded over. We are coming up on Memorial Day weekend, which I know is like the unofficial start of summer. Um, do folks have Memorial Day plans? There we go. I like the gray with the Merlot. Like that's a fun color combination. Or does anybody just have plans for the summer? I don't even have any real plans for the summer. So I've got vacation days I could use. That one, that one's kind of a boring vanilla-y one. It's the same two colors and just a like an ecru. Not as vibrant as the other piece. There we go. Moving right along. This month, far less spicy than last month. That was an easy 2-piece of fabric piece. Go. All right, last piece for this one. Ugh. These ones where the sew line goes so far up past where I'll be peeling the paper back, driving me kooky. Man, I can't believe we're already halfway through Sewphia. And it's a 6-month, not a 12-month. So obviously it was going to go faster, twice as fast even. But still, it's wild that it's already month 3. So I think these two, yeah, are the ones that were really very similar. They're the, corners, skinny little triangle, topped off with the same color, actually. Three of the colors are the same. It's pretty cool. That one's done. Oh, look at that. We just have these three left to go. We're doing all right. Don't like it how it lays that way. Let's try it this way. Yeah, I like that better. There we go. Just had to fiddle around with it a little bit. Is nobody doing anything over the Memorial Day weekend? Or is everybody eating right now? There we go. Well, Valerie says, I am waiting to see what the weather will be like. I don't know. It has been so wet. I am surprised that Maryland is in a drought because I just feel like it's been the like such a rainy winter and spring. I really hope that the long weekend will be nice. Oh, gee. Well, I hope that you are able to have the quiet weekend you are wanting to get. You deserve that. You take care of yourself and spoil yourself. All right, now this is the 8 pieces of fabric one. And the last one will be the 7 pieces of fabric one. So we got some itty bitty piecing coming ahead of us. Oh, Shelly says no planned plans, but sure would like to sew all day. I hear that. I've been trying to at least sew something every day, even if it's just one seam. It helps me keep my sanity. And work has been a little stressful. But not in the way that you feel like, like you can't win kind of stressful. In the This is a challenge and I know that I will rise to the challenge stressful, but until I get it all planned and outlined and kicked off, I'm stressful. Do I like it that way or do I like it this way? Let's see. I think it's about the same. I'll do it this way though. Ooh, Patricia's going to see the in-laws, and then the weekend after is a quilt show in Reno. That's cool. Right, 2 and 3. Patricia, is it a national quilt show? Is it a quilt guilds quilt show? Are you in the quilt show? Hear the ice cream man. There we go. There's that one finished. Time check. 7:30. Okay, we're doing all right. And the Washington Nationals are currently winning. All right, starting the last piece. This is a 7 pieces of fabric piece. How exciting that I'll get all of the pieces sewn together. At least all the fabric on the units. I don't know how far in building I'll get, but the fabric will be all on what it's supposed to be on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does everywhere have the ice cream man? Is that like a thing? Or is it a particular, like, is it only a United States thing? I wish the joy of the ice cream man on everybody. Just says, I have no plans for Memorial Day. I live day to day. It feels like every time I plan something, it gets pushed. Isn't that the truth? This was supposed to be last night, but here we are tonight. And thank you all for being flexible. Ooh, do any of y'all listen to audiobooks? I'm just about done with the complete works. Well, not everything that Conan Doyle wrote, but all of the Sherlock Holmes stories. I'm just about done with that. And so I need to find something else fun to listen to. I will probably finish Sherlock on the way to and from the retreat this weekend. So I gotta have something on deck. I don't want to re-listen to something this go round. I want to try something new. This is my third listen for Sherlock. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But, it's my third listen. So it's time to give something else a try. And I have credits with Audible. So even if it isn't a book I already have, I can get it. Oh, Patricia says the Reno Quilt Guild. Very cool. Are you a member or just going to enjoy the quilt show, which is fair? Shelly listens to audiobooks. She listens to true crime. I love true crime. So if there's something I haven't listened to, let me know. I will for sure download it. I like to listen to true crime books. I like to watch true crime shows. I might not be a fanatic like Kimberly Jolly, but I do enjoy me some true crime stuff. Oh, Patricia's going to shop at this quilt show. I like it. Ooh, maybe if there's the caterpillar people there, you could test that guy out. A lot of this bone color on these littler pieces. A lot of like the wine colors, and then the bone. I like my little Aliso. I have the little pistachio. I love it for the small size and the little area that I have for it. But I do wish it had some more like heft to it, where like the larger irons have, you know, like a real sense of presence. And they help flatten the seams because they're heavier like that. Where this little guy doesn't have that same ability. But it fits the space I have, so I need it to be that small. What the little Aliso does do is get hot. That's for sure. Ooh, Shelly says, Greg Olson, If You Tell, is really good if you haven't read or listened. I think I have. I think I have. That sounds familiar. Yes. Loved that. It is in my it yeah, in my library and finished. I also really liked um okay. Here we go. Let's see. I really liked Make It Past the Hobbit. I really liked I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, who was, oh, that comedian dude's wife. Really liked that. That was about uh the original Night Stalker Garden State, or not Gardens, the dude from California. Um, liked that one. Oh, anything with John E. Douglas. Oh man, I love him. He's the Mind Hunter guy, like the OG. So The Killer's Shadow was really good. There was one that like broke me. If You Tell was really good. The Devil in the White City. Eric Larson, The Devil in the White City. That is such a neat story. It's about the guy that in the Chicago World Fair, like created like the Death Hotel. Oh, so good. Paul Holes, also a good guy to read, though I don't think he gave enough credit to Michelle McNamara for the Garden State Killer. There we go. That's enough credit for her because she helped him out a lot. But Evil Has a Name is really good by him. Okay, sorry, I am down a rabbit hole. Down a rabbit hole. Jaja and Tammy. Good evening, folks. Oh, getting in a nap. That's nice. I like that. Geo, I'm such a slow sewist. When I get drugged down rabbit holes, like, oh, what are all these stories I've read already? All right. Katie, hey, how are you doing? Shelly says, I'm going to have you send me some of the ones you've listened to. I will do that. I used to drive to pre-pandemic. Um, was working at, well, pre-pandemic and then during the pandemic, I was working at the census and I had to drive like it took me 2.5 hours both ways. So I was listening to books like it was my job. I'm so excited you all have joined us this evening. And I love that so many of you know each other. So it's like a family reunion. Everybody that's coming in that has your own YouTube channel that you want people to come and subscribe, remember to do hashtag selfie. So hashtag all one word, hashtag lowercase selfie, and then your YouTube channel will populate from Nightbot. And Katie, I am working on month 3 of the Legit Kit Sewphia. So block A4. It's the last block of month 3. That's what's under my needle today. I'm just about done getting all of the fabric onto the units of paper. And then we just got to trim. Shelly, that's so true. Oh, Katie, exclamation mark, not hashtag. Did I say hashtag? I'm so sorry if I said hashtag. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I totally said hashtag, didn't I? Oh, chimneys. Just so used to everything being a hashtag. Exclamation mark. There we go. Sorry about that. But folks that are out there, if you haven't checked out the folks that are now doing my corrected, I'm telling you, the the perimenopause brain fog is legit. I feel like I said it with such conviction too. Like I knew exactly what I was talking about. There we go. So blessed by Jess, Siberian Wind. And then if Katie comes on back and does not the hashtag, but the exclamation mark, we will be good to go. We'll have them all in there. All right, that's the last seam. Exciting. Trim this down. Got all those, the bone color on there. I have a lot of favorite parts of the whole process of FPP, but the trimming the blocks to where they look so like scraggly at the beginning before you trim them up. This process of trimming them always makes me so happy because I like seeing the vision come together. So definitely one of my favorite parts of the process. Do a time check. All right, we are at 7:50. So now I'm going to chatter at you guys a little bit about what's going to happen over the next few days. So I mentioned, oh, okay, Greenland Quilter, excellent. Thank you, Katie. Tammy said, I would really like to do Sewphia, but it's not in the budget yet. No, yeah. We talked a little bit about the cost of legit kits earlier tonight too. It's an investment for sure. And then Katie says, is this your usual live evening night? The goal is for my night to be Tuesday nights, because that has historically worked out better for me. Over the past month, things have gotten in the way with my new job, where just stuff happens to come up. I'm in the office later than I would normally anticipate. But my goal, because of what the rest of my week looks like, the goal is to have it be Tuesday night, be the night that I'm live. So Sunday mornings for Sunday brunch, and then Tuesday evenings for usually things like the block of the month that I'm working on, or the free block that I do every month for my subscribers. Like this month was the butterfly wings, which that was my most popular one. Everybody went to grab butterfly wings and then got the clover and the little rosebuds on top of it. So I was excited about that. I think the butterfly wings has definitely been my favorite one out of all of them. So that's very exciting. But yeah, Tuesday nights, the goal is Tuesday nights. Oh, Katie said it hasn't even thought about, hasn't even tried to start on the Ursula Major. You've got this. You've got it. The scariest part is when you are looking at all of that fabric and all of those pieces of paper and all of the everything. And for me, it was always hurry up and get it organized into a way that I'm only looking at one little bit at a time. And then it wasn't so scary anymore. But it's intimidating when if you've ordered the whole kit and then you have all the fabric and all the papers. It's intimidating if you've just gotten all the papers and this big old, I mean, you could use it to lift weights. All of those papers come to you. Yeah, it's intimidating. So the first thing is always get it organized so that you're just looking at the piece in front of you. That's all you're doing. And really, you're just sewing straight lines. It's the enormity of the ones that are big, like Ursula Major. Everything that's coming at you. And then it's taking time and being patient. Once you've worked, like look at how I love how precise, right? The triangles are so precise and it's so, and then you start putting the units together, and that's where things can get a little wild because it's up to you to match all of these different points with the next piece. And so this is where I've really slowed down and I actually do pin more than anything. I'm not a big pinner. I don't like pinning. So the pinning piece for this has really, really helped the precision of, I've already worked so hard for this piece to be so precise, the combining the different units and then building those units into sections. That's where the pinning is coming. Katie says, I've ordered some project bags of different sizes to get all organized. Love that. Yes. Just have to wait until a very big box of stuff gets shipped. Yeah, you're dealing with a wholly unique set of conditions being there in Greenland. Katie, I think that's a fantastic idea. If you go through, like, it's usually like the outer blocks, especially of the larger quilts, it's those outer blocks, and it kind of like builds into where the focal point is, and that's where a lot of the smaller pieces come in. I love that idea. You start with the big full page, like, you know, not even putting sections together to build the whole thing, where it's like 3-4 pieces of big fabric. It's a great way to start. And then it sort of like you start building the muscle memory from that, doing it that those less intimidating blocks. I love that idea. That's the way to do it. But so for this weekend, I am going away on retreat on Friday. So I will more than likely have a pre-recorded video of the Friday and Saturday of the retreat to play on Sunday where my normal Sunday brunch would be. I'll have a pre-recorded video. At first I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll do it a premiere and I'll try to, be in the comment section with everybody. But I don't know that I'll be able to swing that for because it'll be the end of the retreat. We'll be, like wrapping things up and talking about the next one and all that kind of stuff. So, but I will definitely have images of the retreat and everything leading up to and getting there for Sunday, my normal brunch time, which is Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern. And then I will be back on Tuesday. And Tuesday, we're going to do the Virginia Star from the Carol Doak book, the 60 paper piece stars. Yeah, that's good. So we had randomly chosen, and we're going to do the Virginia Star. That'll be next Tuesday. And then the Sunday following is the 25th, if I remember correctly. And that will be the Slow Stitch Sunday with Ingrid and I, where we're going to kick off the Tula Pink English paper piecing project, the Queen of Diamonds. So we're gonna start that, and we're really going to the first Slow Stitch Sunday of Queen of Diamonds is really going to be unpacking the kit, looking at all the paperwork that they've given us. I got all of the templates and the acrylic pieces to do the fussy cutting. So we're gonna look at the whole thing that Sunday as if we've never done it before, because guess what? I've never done it before. So I haven't even opened it, and we've had it for, gosh, a year now. So we will be discovering the kit together. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on the Slow Stitch Sunday train again. So I'm going to continue trimming these up this evening, and I'll put the block together, and then I'll post on the SleighArts show and tell. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are posting in there. Feel free to join in. Yeah, the polar bear kit is going to be big. That's true. Jess says, gonna love it. I'm still working on my Queen of Diamonds. I'm about 70% of the way through. Oh my gosh, Jess. I'm so glad that you say I'm gonna love it, because I'm nervous. I'm definitely nervous. I've you know, Ingrid and I have dabbled in the world of EPP for Slow Stitch Sunday here on my channel, but we haven't done like actual, like, real full quilt any kind of project like that. So this is going to be completely out of my comfort zone, but I'm looking forward to it. Oh, okay. All right. So yes, I'm going to continue doing this. Oh, also May 24th is the live sew with the members of my membership here on YouTube. So there's, different tiers, and if everybody gets the free project, and then depending on the tier, there's a live sew together. And so that Saturday night is our first live sew together, where you're not on YouTube. You don't have to have it, like, it's a Zoom, so you're not you don't have to be on camera for like a live in front of people, you know what I mean? But we'll be on camera for each other to talk to each other. I'm really excited about that, because this has been a lot of fun to start this up. Oh, the Cernite. Love it. Okay, I will let you know for sure. We will appreciate having a source that we can come to. It's going to be interesting. All right, so I'm going to finish right here. I have it almost all the way trimmed up, just these 3 pieces left to go. And then I'll build the block and share that. If you would like to do so, definitely join the show and tell. I'm going to go through and accept the new members. But yeah, everybody have a fantastic rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. I am looking forward to sharing the fun of retreat with you all on Sunday, and then I'll see you back live on Tuesday night. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Be safe. Have a wonderful week. Talk soon.